everybody, what's going on? This is my first transmission. Okay, so my name is Michael King, and I'm coming to you to talk to you about SIG technologies, SIG, and all of its variants. This is something that I came up with in the urge, I guess you could say, the desire to create technology based off of cryptocurrency, the blockchain, um, robotics, AI, and the multiple different studies of like magnetism and things of that nature, and having a deep, I guess, joy and appreciation for flight, projection, light, anti gravity, gravity, holograms, holographic technology, stuff like that, psychic things, um, what else? Projection, completion, light, time, and those things, and how they resonate with the genome, and the genome being the body, the physical body, not just the mindset. The genome, obviously, we know it's genes, but gnome is also identifier for the earth element, gnome. So that's why they have nomenclature, because you're naming something. So the G of the genome is obviously God. So this is really resonating with the frequency that is God, the lower frequency of this 999 frequency that is still going through 2025 is the 666, which is the foundation of what everything is being built on. When it comes down to the one, which is coming up very soon, preparation does need to be preparation does need to happen, and one does need to be prepared, because it's a shift from the end. The 99 or 999 or 9 frequency is the end, so it's just not always just bad endings such as death or leaving the body behind and all that. It's the shedding of things that you no longer need in your life to bring on something new and great. Take the new moon, for example. The new moon is a gateway and a portal to the subconscious mind, to the Bindu chakra, really, to the back of the head, where reality really exists. They call it Series B. They call it the place to come. This is what the ancients always saw it as. When you open it up, though, through meditation, by breathing in and closing your eyes. When you close your eyes, try to see that you spin your vision, right? You're moving with the flow of the chakras and the kundalini. You're spinning your vision to the back of the head, so you're seeing through your eyes to the back, and it will just it would amaze you. So I challenge people to try that. Just sit in darkness. Sit in darkness, close your eyes, and just do your best to try to see the back of your head. Just do your best to see the back of your head. If you can see the back of your head, then that's one step closer. And it does resonate with the eclipses and things of that nature. And a person's, what can I say, definition, or what you consider it to be, is what will manifest, right? So for me, the new moon represents Lilith, the black moon, right? So you have black moon Lilith. When you're working with that energy, that's a good energy for severing old ties and connections and cords. That's for letting go. Lilith been the first mother before Eve, so she knew the earth, right? And then you had Eve, which is Lilith, when she evolved into a human, but she still kept her power as the snake, the serpent. The serpent is the kundalini. Right now, Serping's Kaput is coming up, because Virgo season is upon. You got the different constellational families, because I don't think anybody really talks too much about it. It's not a hit at anybody, but what I'm about to say is to say that I'm talking about this because I haven't seen anybody talk about it, and that's in all honesty. So what I'm about to release and reveal is a personal thing, things that I've been working on and that I'm currently working on, to talk about what needs to be talked about, to spread the truth from my perspective of experience. So this does not have anything to do with politics or racism or any of that, the old conscious talk. It's time to change the conversation. So this is the change. This is the conversation that's about to happen, and it's going to be about cosmic sorcery, cosmology sorcery, prediction sorcery, things about that nature. And books that you can actually study to have actually tap into the mind. Some of the teachers I want to give thanks to is Brother Panic, Ashe, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Africa, Creator Mutwa, Malcolm X, Joe Lewis, who else? You had Muhammad Ali. You had, and these were great figures that influenced me. Joe Frazier, um, Dr. Ben, Dr. Richard King. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Um, who else? It's so many teachers, that Dr. C. Freeman L. Big shout out to C. Freeman L. Bobby Emmett. And all the greats that paved the way. So many, and much love to them. Dr. Dick Gregory, funny dude. Um, you know, and just to make sure I give them the ashes and the thanks. But yeah, this is basically going to be revealing my personal experiences with my aspect of consciousness from what I understand it to be. And I don't claim a title, right? I don't claim a title. I don't go with I'm this, I'm a that. I am that I am. I am that which created the source. So, that's where I've come to in meditation within myself, is to be the source that created the source. So if you had the triple black darkness, you had the An Sof, and An Sof, or you would have that which created the source would be above An, because An has already been described as a name. So you can't call it consciousness, you can't call it God, because that's calling it a name. So what do you call it? This is the conversation that needs to be had. What is it that really exists, that it exists but don't exist? Right? This is high conscious talk right now, and it stimulates the conscious, what can I say, the yearning, the desire to want to study more, right? It opens up your heart chakra to feel what it is that's true and that's real. This is all experience. This is what I've experienced. So I'm glad to be here on YouTube or whatever channel that this video goes up on. And I want to say thank you to the subscribers. Thank you to people that have supported me. Thank you to my teachers like Red Pill, Blue Pill, Sister Khadijah Samdi, Brother Rich, Sister Myra Moss, Spin City, what I'm saying, B-Dell, all the Seven Bomar, like all those who are still here, Sister Myra Moss, Dr. Phil Valentine, Sister Nolly Valentine. I want to give thanks and shout out to them because they helped me get to where I am now. I am a product of that. So, coming out for the first time, it's kind of like, you got to find your footing. So I'm finding my footing in this because I've been studying for 10 years. I have 2 books out. I'm an occult author. Hand the Glory by M. King and Divine Meditations. I wrote that when I was studying demology. And I studied demology for about 4 years. And when I studied it, it was a single path. It wasn't what was shown on Constantine, right? It's not where you have demons literally popping up from my experience. Now, evocation is real. It is very real. That's when you really focus in on that plane between planes. And I'm talking about technique, where you focus on the plane between planes and you're able to see that which doesn't exist. And then they'll manifest because remember, I was talking about the back of the head, it's a mirror. And this is always lit up. It's always illuminated. You're always illuminated. Horus and Set are always there. So if Set is back here illuminated, Horus is illuminated. Horus is illuminating Set. Set is illuminating Horus. It's one and the same. Anyways, I studied demology because I wanted to get a better understanding of fear and what that meant as far as spirits, because the women in my family, outside of my sister, my mother, she shut her gifts down. She didn't want to see spirits. She didn't want to have to deal with it. So, I kind of grew up in one of those families where it's like Christianity. I was raised Christian and I left that behind. I'm no longer Christian, but it's like you're somebody who's different, who believes different, who sees different. Me being able to see spirits at age 7 and seeing dead men walk past and all that other stuff. I was doing that since I was like 7. So I've been dealing with necromancy and hints of the dark arts for a very long time. But it's not about evil or good. It's about personally getting experience and knowledge out of it. What is it doing to serve you? Because when the spirit comes, the spirit comes. And when the spirit comes with joy, peace, and love, and light, and messages. It depends on how you see it. What's your perspective? Hangman, right? The hangman. You have to make sure that you know where you want to be within your mind and your consciousness, and be there. But be there in joy, be there in happiness. The hangman, he's always got a smile on his face, whether he's upright, which is still upside down, or whether he's upside down, which is actually right. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you have to understand where you want your consciousness to be, but be happy with that at all times. So that being said, I want to, since this is my introduction, I want to make sure that I'm coming with some information, right? I don't want to just be on YouTube or whatever platform I'm using just to be talking to you guys. And I have nothing to bring. I have nothing to offer. I have nothing to bring to the table. So this is my offering to you, valued subscriber. Thank you so much, because every little bit counts. I share the brother panic. You know what I'm saying? So we're here now. See if it is. There we go. You see that? This is where we are right now. We're leaving from this period. Come on. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. I believe in you. I believe. There you go. See, I believe in you. This is where we're leaving from. You see? We're leaving from Leo. Leo major, to be actually honest. Where it's hot. It's illuminated. You have bravery and courage. You have the sense of want to be. You have your solar plexus chakra, where it's the test of the personality, the test of who you really are, because you have to take that energy to you with you to your heart. That's the baggage. That's your humanity. Okay, your humanity represents this lion. It's not something that you should really be all happy to really be a part of. I mean, that's cool. Trust me, and I love the Leo energy in me. But you got to be honest and you got to be real. It should be more than just the symbol, and more than just the sign, more than just the animal. Because what you're saying is that I love being an animal. When you say I'm a Leo, I'm a this, I'm a that, and I'm just nothing against. It's nothing against Leos or anybody. I'm being honest. I'm doing this to stimulate a higher concept of thinking. So move beyond your humanity. That's what I'm saying, right? The Leo, the lion, represents man. It represents man, and that man is what holds the light, right? Solomon. But you have to move beyond the man. How do you move beyond the man? You have to study what's beyond Leo. This isn't just coming up because of the Lionsgate. This is the result of it, right? You have to focus on what's coming up next as well too. You see, and be focused on that in a moment. So what I was showing you was this. And much love to you all. Much love to you all. Thank you. Leo Major is the fifth gateway. So the fifth gateway, the fourth is Cancer. That's dealing with the heart. So Leo is really dealing with the throat. So you're really going to be expressing yourself in Virgo. Virgo is about expression. It's not just about the home life and being analytical. It's about expression, right? It's about having truth and honesty and true expression. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because you can apply these skill sets to your daily life if you know how to. If you know how to apply it and integrate it and become it, then you can move outside the circle of time and become the 13, which is the Jesus point. Very simple, right? And I know some may say, oh, he's speaking in code. Of course I am. You got to decode it. This is 10 years of me studying. I know, right? But it's to have a fun little challenge with people that are really ready to go to the next level. And this is about inner love, self-love, and child love. And I appreciate anybody who supports me. I support you. Love. You give me love, I give you love. You know what I'm saying? So back to the lion. Expression of truth, expression of self. What were you feeling in your heart? Now you can express it, get it off your heart. Relieve yourself of the weight. Remember in The Wizard of Oz when Dorothy was getting ready to get on that red balloon? Red balloon represents humanity, right? Represents the wizard, which is, he's the past. You look at this, you look at the Six of Cups. shadow that's going in the back, that's the wizard. That's the Oz, right? Dorothy would be the innocent child that's being given the flowers from Glinda. Glinda already knows past, present, future. She could have told her. So Glinda represents the subconscious mind, that maternal instinct that you have, right, to listen. And that's also Virgo. So the expression of truth is a part of that innocence. It's about letting go. So in Virgo, you must let go in Virgo. You must let go. You have to let go. Relieve the weight off your heart. Relieve the pressure off your heart. What were you feeling during even just Leo season? How were you feeling? Be honest with yourself. You can rest now. And you can be true, but still work. Because remember, in Leo, you have that energy that's leading to Virgo. One of the constellations that affects Virgo, really, and a lot of people probably may not notice, is Boots. Boots, Bootes. He represents the herdsman. He represents cousin Azaka. He represents Ogun, being basically getting connected to the earth. And when you're connected to the earth, you're able to toil and do the work, right? You're able to do what you need to do. So Virgo's going to be still about working, right? It's going to be still about working. You can rest though, because that's why Crater, as the constellational energy of the cup, the feminine energy is the mother goddess energy. Follow me here. I'm giving you real deal stuff of how it works, right? If you're able to read between the lines. You got the cup, which represents the feminine energies. Is coming in, cooling you, soothing you. Who's the mother energy? That symbolizes Virgo, the Virgin Mary, right? Who wears white. You have Miss Ho Senku. You have the White Tara. You have Selena. You have Obatala. So you have a lot of that pure energy coming through. A lot of the white energy is going to be coming through. Or it is coming through now. The gateway is open. Because after Leo sets, there's that flash of light. When, really, because that's Leo being released. That's the release. The flash of light is the release. It's the lightning. It's the Tower card. It's the revelation, realization. I didn't know. I didn't know that, but now I know. That's great, right? You're leaving the phase of being aggressive and hot. And what I mean by hot is holding on to your anger, holding on to your frustration, holding on to what really pisses you off. You gotta let that go. You gotta let the shadow go. You gotta let the old thinking go. You gotta let the old program go. How can you move into Virgo on a simple level? And you're talking about still Leo in a certain way. Leo is about strength, courage, bravery, intelligence, but the courage to be able to let go. Even though you may have a big heart, and that's good, and that's nothing but love, but you have to look at it. What's beyond? What's beyond your humanity? Truly, question yourself. What is beyond your humanity? Is it God? Is it whatever you consider God to be? Is it? And how do you know? Are you certain? Because after Virgo, you're going to go into truth, which is Libra. So you got to be honest in Virgo. Be honest with yourself. Only you know. Do you laugh at the bum or the person that's homeless? Or do you feel compassion for them? And how much compassion? What does that represent in you? You got to challenge yourself. So the gateway family within this fifth arena that's going to be expressed as of the 23rd, which is coming up soon. We got a couple of more days. Is expression. Expression from here. But you're expressing what? This Leo minor. This is the constellational family around Leo. Just follow me here. You can do your research. You can go to Wikipedia and you can look it up. You can see that there's also constellational families that align with the main constellation. So Leo, because this is giving respects to Leo. As the Lion's Gates ended, you gotta end it all with respect. You gotta respect the king. So this is me respecting myself, respecting the king in me, respecting the Leo in me, respecting the lion in me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not lion, but I'm the lion. You get what I'm saying? You gotta be that. Anyways, Leo minor. That was more of an energy. You may feel it in Virgo. You may feel it between now and before Virgo. Who knows? I don't know how strong these energies are going to be coming through because I don't know the star alignment at the moment. I'm not looking outside or anything. Usually I would, But and I'll give some websites that you can look at all the stuff, or you can have some prompts that I'll give you that you can pop into GPT, and GPT, as simple as it is, or Claude, will be able to give you the answers you're looking for. So you're not coming into this AI singularity of just studying or looking at one thing that's not bringing you any food or light. So Leo minor is the smaller energy. That would be Babylon. That would be Jah and Jah's realm. That would be the Rastafarian, because they are the big lion, but they are also the little lion, and respect to them. Respect to the yellow, black, and green. I shaded Bob Marley, right? So the little lion represented the little idea you had, the baby idea you had, the golden egg. What was the one thing that you had in your mind that made you feel like a kid again? That's Leo minor. You go and burn a candle, do whatever you got to eat some candy, do whatever you got to do. Go, don't do anything adult-wise today is what I'm saying. For the next couple of days, be a child. Be childlike. That doesn't mean be immature. Still take care of your duties. But I'm just saying, let it go. Go kick your feet out in the sand with your children. Think about when you were a kid and put yourself there emotionally. You got to feel it like I feel it right now. It's that joy, that rapture, that happiness. You get what I'm saying? That when you were playing with your little figures, like I got Baba Luai here, right? I see the Baba Luai, Saint Lazarus, right? Obatala. You got Anubis there. You have who else? The Christos, the Christ. You have some Judas energy in there as well too. You know what I'm saying? You got the Christos. You got Baron Samedi up in there as well too. You know what I'm saying? You got Saint what's his name? San Simone energy in there. You got the purple and the green, or the purple and the gold. Gold represents the crown chakra. Illumination. Purple represents the third eye. Very simple science. Anyway, remember when you used to put energy into your toys? Like I put so much energy into this little guy here. He works wonders. But it's not the statue. You see what I'm saying? The statue isn't what it really makes this. It's the symbol. What does he represent? And you have to figure it out for yourself by looking at the image. What does the image evoke in you? Have you questioned, why does he have a dog on this side and why does he have a dog on that side? Why does he walk on a stick? What does the stick represent? What does the purple here mean? What's the shape of the figure? You see what I'm saying? Why is he painted in this color and maybe not a different color? What does this mean? You have to be curious about it. Question things on that level, because then you'll understand, because different departments of multidimensionality, especially in thinking, will let you know that as a whole, you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and other multiple different aspects all at once, based off of just this one image. That's high tech wizardry, high tech thinking. That's on another level, because now you're working different portions of your brain. You're creating new neurosynaptic connections because your brain is only thinking in one way now. Now you branched off that one neural pathway to create what I just say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the color of his body, 6, his face, 7, 8 different aspects. And that 8 resonates with the frequency that's here as well too. It resonates with the frequency that's here. Right? So you open up your mind and create new neural pathways, synaptic connections, and there you go. Now you're able to study more because you just expanded your light. You get what I'm saying? But talking to it talks to the intelligence. Ain't that right, homie? Yeah, you said I'm doing good? Hey, well, I got you. I appreciate you. It's gonna be hot. How hot is it? And he said 98 to 99. He said, yeah, make sure you drink plenty of water. Take your walks outside, get some of that sun, that vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin K. And pet your local animal. He's saying pet your local animal. Give him some dog food or something. That's that Anubis. That's the end of dog days anyway. Anyway, so we got the Leo minor. Leo minor is the little idea. The idea of that youthfulness. Oh, I get it. So maybe some of you now had that I get it now. That's where you get warm. That's the Kundalini. That's when you have that mist and that spray over the head. That's when the snake hits the pineal gland, pow, and then that's that mist. That's that illumination, because it's the Kundalini that hits the crown. When the crown opens up, the center of the head spreads open like a lotus flower. That's why you have the white, because the white is the pure. This is where all the purities go. And they're getting flushed out. You're becoming pure again. Right? That's what the white lotus. And who sits on the lotus but the self, the baby form of self, which you can call that baby Buddha. But at the same time, the mother, that Kuan Yin, the white Tara, is also around that area as well too. But you could put anything on your head if you want. I mean, I'm not from the practice where you have to cover your head and all that. Yes, there's spiritual effects that would happen if you were on a different frequency and you had your hair uncovered. But my thing is, superstition, no. I'm beyond anything that deals with low-level human stuff as far as like stupid superstition and church and all that. It's not my thing. I have nothing against it. You know, would I go to a church? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Never really thought about it. But I've walked on churches. Don't walk in. No big deal. But my thing is the concept of teaching and how it was taught. Right? I love reading my Bible. But my thing is, I don't need to be in a facility to do that. I don't need to sit next to another person to read my Bible. I don't need to be in a room full of people to read my Bible. Why should I do that anyway? Wasn't Jesus the type of person that just stayed to himself? Right? So my thing is, I have nothing against religion or anything like that. Not at all. Like I said, I was in demolatry. Demolatry is a religion. Yeah, you're worshiping the divine, the most holy divine, in its chaotic, almost pristine state, which is demons, geniuses. They're not evil. Not unless you want them to be evil. Then they will show up. And, just like any spirit down here. Spirits are neither good nor evil. It's like electricity in a wall. It's like a lightning bolt. Just natural. It's like the energy that you feel when you been sitting for too long and you stretch. You get that good feeling, that and it feels like you're stretching and you feel that electricity like that. That's what it is. That's the pure energy. That's the pure energy. So that pure energy comes with pure thinking. Pure thinking comes with pure thought. Doesn't always mean because you look a certain way. Pure thought is, are you honest with yourself? Where's your truth at right now? Who are you being honest and truthful with? Anyway, Leo minor, small line, sextants. That's the sixth of a degree or of a circle from what I looked at. It also represents a machine, where you're measuring the sixth of a degree. 6 degrees, the sextant. What does that mean? 6 degrees of a circle, right? So that means that out of a sixth position or a sixth angle or a sixth degree, things will be like, just imagine you're a center point, right? And you visualize 6 degrees as a range. If you look, it looks wider. So you're able to have a broader perspective. This is changing your perspective as the hangman in the underworld, right? You have a broader perspective of more because you're looking at least 6 degrees. Measure 6 degrees out from the circle that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Or from the point that you're at. 6 degrees left, 6 degrees right. That's how far 6 degrees is. But it may not seem like it's a lot to some people. Then that's okay. That's why you can increase it to another 6 degrees. And keep going until the whole entire circle is done. 6 degrees out of a circle. Let me see if it's let me see here. Let's see. Yes. Six degrees is equivalent to 1/6 of a full circle. Since full circle measures 360 degrees, that's a 9. Dividing 360 by 6 gives us 60 degrees. So you're looking at 60 degrees of whatever it is that you're able to see at any one point in time. 60 degrees. That's more than 45 though. Think about it. They say that it's 45 degrees for a perpendicular angle, right? I think that's what it's called, perpendicular angle, or it's, So if you're looking at 60 degrees, that means you can see further beyond that angle. You can see further. So this is the time to look further than where you were looking, changing your perspective, right? This is spirit now. This means 6. This means that 6 degrees is a small fraction of the total of 360 degrees, 360 degrees rotation around the circle. So you're only rotating 6 degrees. You see how wonderful that is? See how spirit comes through? Because I didn't know. I didn't know. Now I know. We're talking about 6 degrees. Or 60 degrees. That's pretty far. That's a wide range. And that's further than what you're normally looking at on either side. That's who wouldn't take 60 degrees of expansion of their consciousness and vision right now. Be honest with yourself. If you would be able to have in consciousness 60 degrees more light in your perspective, in your reality, what would you do? If you were guaranteed to have that, to get that guaranteed in a very reasonable, good fashion, right? If you were promised to have it and you'll be able to get it for sure, you will be successful, like everything that you would desire, because you understood that 60 degrees would be manifested for you. What would you do? How would you study? Would you study fast? Would you pick up some books right now? Would you just say, oh man, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to go? What would you do? Because the 60 degrees would mean you have that much more of a chance of greater success. Greater success. Not where you are, but greater success. All you got to do is just go that extra. Let's see. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Get this right for you. Let's see. Yes, I am human. I am not a robot. Okay, so if you had an extra 15 degrees with both angles, both directions, left and right, from the center point where you're standing straight ahead, and you're spoken to by an angel, and they say, hey, the secret to success is by going an extra 15 degrees on either side. What would you do? How would you look at that? What would you prompt into GPT? What would you look at in Google? What would you Wikipedia? Who would you talk to? Well, you'd be like, okay, what does that 15 mean? What does that 15 degrees mean for me? Because if it's something that you really want, and you know that you're going to have I'm talking about as much wealth, prosperity, and treasure as you can imagine. Anything you want, anything you desire, because you did the work. Not because of me, not because of what I'm telling you, because this is for whoever it needs to be to, right? If you were told that was guaranteed by a divine being and said, man, if you put in 15 degrees more work on either side, you'll guarantee success. What would you study? Because that means something. You have to think, what is 15 degrees from where I'm standing? You have to literally go into some study. Study numerology, study angles, study algebra. You have to study biology. You have to study the Golden ratio. You know what I'm saying? You have to study all these things. And then you'll be able to figure it out. But once you got it, the real gold is the way you feel, because you can transform yourself with it, because you have the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding. That's what that would represent on so many levels. So that was the sextant's energy. So that's how it's manifesting in provoking that type of thinking. I just gave you an example right in front of your face of what sextants can do and how it can be operated, how you can manage it if you're really on point, if you're picking up what I'm saying, right? So Hydras is that watery energy, obviously. That's why you got rains and stuff in Cancer and July, and the rains here now much denser, much heavier, because that's Hydra. Hydra is a very sensitive energy. Water is. So water right now is very soothing and healing and clearing. The rains are, right? And there is a dark side to mama, and respect to anybody who's lost their house or their home or anything that they own because of waters. And it's even before now, respect. I give real compassion. I give real appreciation and gratitude and thanks for what I have. And if I could give any ashe, which is spiritual energy, because I don't got the money right now, to be honest. It's soon coming though. Soon coming. I'm better off to give ashe right now to those people who lost theirs, because spiritually it can be transformed to anything material that they need. That's how the Ashe really works. So Hydra's energy, the water energy, is clearing away any stagnant, stuck emotional energies. You may feel a little bit calmer, more at ease. When you come in from work, you may not feel like arguing as much as you used to because you used to argue a lot. You may feel like, you know what, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. But it's not because you're heartless. It's because you understand a deeper aspect of your heart and the love you have for yourself. Well, you deserve that love. You're deserving of it. So you're loving yourself, right? Um, you're feeling light spiritually in a more subtle body plane because you've healed that energy. You've let go, and now you're able to rise to the next level. Because hydrogen is also a gas energy. Hydrogen. Hydrogen is fuel. You know, that's a different lecture I can get onto in like how I've played with water and what I found out about water. And water's awesome. Water's very powerful. It holds currency. Can you currently see? Can you see your current? Can you see your current? Because if you can see your current, you can hear what's happening around you. You can see what's happening around you. You see how powerful you are, how much energy you're emitting. And then if you want, you can give that a designation or an amount or value. Me, I don't. I don't give a value or an amount to my energy. Infinite, endless, that which created God. Beyond anything that can be named, smelled, tasted, touched, heard, felt. Truth, right? The Hydra energy. It's the Kundalini. It's the channels, the meridians in the body. You're opening up and you're healing. Some people may have a lot of mucus dispersal, right? You're dispelling a lot of mucus. And that's okay because that's Hydra with the powerful energies. Still the Kundalini, still the watery serpent, still Medusa, still Mami Waters, Saint Martha the Dominator, right? Saint Sarah Luckily, Saint Kali, and all of those goddesses that deals with the waters. For me, Hydra is a very light blue energy. It's not dark. Some people may be darker because maybe you're further in the abyss. Maybe you're further in that darker space of the unknown. That's not a bad thing. You just gotta get yourself out. How do you get yourself out? You gotta challenge yourself. Tell yourself you want to get out first. Be honest. You want to get out. Then you say, I have to get out. And then you make it your priority. You put in the effort, the energy, the love that you need to. You invest your resources, even if it's $1 and you're supposed to spend it, spend it. Spend it. See what'll happen. One thing I would suggest for anybody is spend 7 days outside. Go camping or something in the woods, no trees, be amongst the trees, but no city. I mean, get as far out as you can away from the city and the pollution. Try to see the stars that's up at night, quote unquote stars. That's up at night. And that pure energy, especially now because it's Virgo season, it's gonna be a little chilly. It's gonna be a little cold because that's Hydra. That's the reason why spiritual. Now, mind you, I'm speaking spiritually, right? This is a channel download, so if you can hear it, you know what to do, right? And so it may be a little chilly, and if it's chilly, that's okay. A little cold ain't gonna hurt you. Cold water. Remember, they gave cold water to the deceased king as he was traveling through the gateways, the 12 gateways, the 12 hours that you need to go through, and before you get to the next location. Right? You're still going to the promised land. You just got to get through certain things to get there. And when you get there, what will you do once you have it? Because you're guaranteed to get it. You've done all the work that you need to do. This is what's manifesting now. And so Leo, as the month or the season or the energy is coming to its tail end, the lion is about to rest. The lion is going to rest because the lion is burned out. The lion had to stop. You get what I'm saying? The lying had to stop. You had to stop lying to yourself. You had to face yourself. You had to look at the death card, the devil card. You had to look at all of these cards, the Five of Pentacles. You had to look at the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords. You had to look at these energies of the Five of Cups. You had to. The Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, because you're frustrated. The Five of Swords, right, where you feel like you're the loser. And I'm not just talking metaphorically or whimsically. You know what I'm talking about. When you see those cards, they evoke those energies. What do they do to your psyche? And how can you heal that? This is shadow work. This is shadow work. You got to do it. You can't avoid it. I'm not going for it. A lot of people or a lot of individuals may say, "Oh man, this new paradigm. Are you doing the work?" It's not to challenge anybody on that level as far as ego, but you have to ask yourself. I'm talking about experience. I say it to myself every day. Are you doing the work? Are you doing the work? Then hey, you can rest and watch TV. Hey, you can rest and take a walk. Hey, you can rest and put your feet on the ground and around. Hey, you can rest and buy this off of Amazon. Hey, you can rest and you know what I'm saying? Because I did the work. This energy that's coming up is going to require work because you got to be prepared. And it doesn't mean that it's a catastrophe. It's just that you're preparing. Preparation is always good. What are you preparing for? And also that's a key thing too. Same thing for me. I ask myself that. What are you preparing for? Why? And am I doing the right thing with it? Do I need to change my path? Do I need to change? Do I need to leave things behind? Do I need to cut cords? You see what I'm saying? Being honest. Because remember, Virgo is going to be about honesty. You have to start slicing these parasites off. Start slicing them off. Cut them off. And then burn off the little ends, the exit points. Get into the sun. Work with spirits that burn up stuff. Work with Shakti. Work with Anubis. Work with Cerberus. Work with Chiron. Work with Hades. That's what I would suggest. Right? Work with Chronos, especially right now. Especially controlling time. If you need more time to do what you need to do, work with Chronos. If you feel that things are moving too slow, work with Chronos. Because Chronos will remove the blockages that have really and truthfully slowed you down or sped you up beyond the point where you can't see. Chronos is true and honest. Right? Saturn. Right? You gotta know how to work with your energies. And so, Crater is the cup. That's the cup. The Craterians, when I went and chilled out with them, they're so cool, man. They're like architects of philosophy and speech. So when you meet a Craterian, it's just energy now, mind you. When I'm talking like this, I'm speaking because mentally, psychologically, reality-wise, I've made wherever I exist that place. So wherever I experienced greater I was in Crater. You get what I'm saying? The mind makes real what you tell it. And I told myself, I'm in Crater. And things were happening in Crater. These are things that, unless you have experienced it, which I'm giving out the sauce knowledge, what you would say. It's not giving out any secrets. This is just what I've experienced. I'm telling you how to really get down with it, right? When I was in Crater, I was seeing things that I don't normally see. That's because of a different aspect of my mind consciously opened up. I created a new neural pathway. I activated some DNA that was sleeping. Oh, so this is what the Craterian energy was doing in my life. So Craters are philosophers. So when I philosophize, and it's just like that. Just like I would be in the conversation, but you weren't moving your mouth psychically. They speak through psychic communication. They're tall. And they wear blue garments. And they would look tall like giants. They would like tall people, but they would wear robes. And sometimes they keep their head covered, sometimes they don't. They like the sun. They like Leo. Leo is one of their favorites because that's when they come out and it's always sunny where they are. Their technology is more like sandstone. They like sandstone. So if you play with sandstone right now and you start really working with the Craterians, you'll be able to be successful in your business when it comes to building and manufacturing because they give honest truth and it'll be psychically. Will you see them? I don't know. What do they look? I just told you. Tall. You know, they weren't really like, it's not like they were humans, but they look like pillars. When they were walking, they look like pillars, very skinny, like this. Like, this is what they were. They didn't have any arms. But they wear cloaks. Some dark blue, some white blue. It looks like some of them look like the Mickey Mouse type cloak. Like the magician's robes, those type of deals. And some of them wear the hoods up, some of them wear the hoods down. right? And they talk. And when it gets light, it gets light. When it gets dark, it gets dark. The dark is because of Corvus, because Corvus stops through. Corvus is the crow, right? Corvus is the crow, and shout out to the crow energy. I love the crows. Crows are they're badass, bro. You're badass. Fucking smart, beautiful black birds. Study them, and you'll learn a lot from them. I say to Odin. You know what I'm saying? I say to the All Father. Anyway, the Criterions, they love their sunlight, but when you're dealing with their seasons are like instantaneous. It's like it's happening all at the same time, and you're seeing it within a vision within your mind, but you're witnessing it in reality. Like cars just speeding by, and you're hearing it. You're hearing this fast speeding. You're hearing things speed up because you're not in that space where you used to be anymore. Your consciousness is going somewhere else, right? This is when you transition. This is the transitionary phase. You're letting go, but you balance yourself. So when you deal with the criterions, they're gonna provoke you mentally because they're gonna stimulate you, not in a negative way, right? You come there respectfully, and they'll tell you everything, ancient science about what history you want to know, and their technology is freaking dope. It's made of sandstone. They have a lot of sandstone technology, and they give it out to individuals who tap into their energy from the heart. And it's anybody. It's not just me, right? I'm doing them a justice and honor by talking about them here, and they like that because they want to be known. And they communicate all the time with individuals. When you're in a certain constellation, or your constellation is above your house, personally, you may notice people behave a certain way that you're like, I've never seen that before. That's because there's a different aspect of the personality that's rising up. That aspect may be from Crater. And I'm not talking about they're from Crater. I'm not saying that they're like a different person. No, consciously, it's a spirit. Remember, spirits are different. You may be a vessel of light, but you have different aspects of yourself, which means you're a different person. You're a different being. I'm not who I was just 10 seconds ago. I'm different. I'm quantum. Well, I'm beyond quantum. You know what I'm saying? I'm the source. So, yeah, I have no shape. I have no form. I am that I am. So, you may be dealing with somebody who is channeling a criterion. And that's when you ask them certain questions. But they may say, oh, that person is an Aquarius. They're Libra. That's criterion. That's criterion energy. It's in Virgo. Look, that's the best way to do it. When you're in Virgo, work with them. Talk to them. And you find out what they tell you. See if they manifest around you. See if you can get some notices from them, because your reality is going to shift. You're going to notice the atmosphere is going to change. The weather is going to change. You're going to be in a different space because now you consciously are somewhere else. So you may still see the same people around you. Actually, hell, sometimes when I went through certain realms, I didn't even see a person for however long. It's like they didn't even exist because I'm in a different realm. They're not there spiritually or consciously, which means I'm dealing with the people that I see on the streets that I may even have common. Those are people from that realm. And I've met people who are holding this energy and they don't even know it. So it's like, do you know that you're tapping it? Like, this is freaking powerful. So it's more than just being a Leo is what I'm saying. And I'm just using this as an example. It's all Cancerians, whatever. I'm beyond all that. But this is what I'm saying, to stimulate different things. So now it's like the Leos that really are Leos can go out and be like, shit, nigga, now I got some fuel. I got fire. I got some ideas now. Because now I'm tapping into all the aspects of my personality. And this goes, yeah, and go do your research. Look at your star sign. Look at your constellation. And then look at how many other stars or constellational families are there. I'm going to get through this one first, and then I'll go through the list, right? So Aquarians, you meet them. They're cool, they're chill, they're lay back. They carry a cool air about them, watery. And you'll see they're very intelligent. They're like Aquariuses, but they know how to talk. They know how to talk. I'm not saying that Aquariuses don't. This isn't a he say she is. Not. Remember, I'm beyond that. So, but they know how to talk. And I mean, their syntax, the way they speak, is very clear. It's very straightforward, but it's no emotion behind it. It's intelligence from a high perspective, and you understand. You're like, oh shit, and you just end up like me. I found myself doing this when I was just in that place, just doing this, just sitting around, just zoning out, like, because I'm thinking now. and I'm creating things. So it's appeasing an aspect of the ego that wants to talk, that needs attention. So the criterions help you they teach you how to get beyond the ego, the chatter, and you turn that intelligence into a project that brings the feminine energy in. That's why working with sandstone right now will be really great. Go get you some sand, pound it down, fire it up in the kiln, and make something out of glass, and offer that to the criterions. See what you get out of that. And since you're dealing with crater, which is the cup, because they remember, I just mentioned that. The crater is the cup. I think it sits on the back of the dragon. It sits on the back of Hydra. So crater, it would be crater and then Hydra. So that's why you have water energy balance in these seasons where it feels balanced, because you have crater and Hydra balancing each other. Anyway, the cup represents knowledge, skill sets. It represents the unknown and unseen. And so it makes sense that the criterions talk in a way that what was hidden as knowledge comes to the surface, and you're like, I didn't see that, I didn't know that, because you did know it. It was just, and the criterions will stimulate that, and as an energy, as a pure energy that you may not be able to see physical form with. See, I'm talking about what I've seen, right? And spiritually, how they come and they talk to me, they give me symbols and all that, right? When you can't see that energy, but you feel it, it feels like inspiration in the back of your head. It'll tingle, and you'll drink water. You'll want to be near water, because that's where the conversation happens. And you'll see things that nobody else can see, because it's a big world. It's a big cosmos, right? So they're coming through strong. Virgo, the virgin energy, which is basically purifying. So after you take that dip in the cup of knowledge, you drink that nectar from the gods, because you're getting the cup. The crater is the cup. The Ace of Cups, that's crater. That's why Leo has great success, because he has the cup, he has the grail. That Leo is, right? You're refining yourself. You're becoming gold. You're the sun. So you are at your peak. You are at your optimum energy. The sun is still traveling west. We haven't gotten to that portion of fall yet, but it's going to start getting dark. So Leo is expressing itself even for a little bit longer now, because Leo's like, I got to show out, man. It's my time. And then I'll go and rest when I'm ready to rest. But I'm going to rest like a king. You get what I'm saying? That Ashe to Osiris energy. You get what I'm saying? You got to keep going. So the Virgo energy is the refreshment energy. That's when the deceased king receives the refreshments. Right? That's when Jesus was in the desert. He came home. He was refreshed. When Mary washed his feet, he was refreshed. You get what I'm saying? The Virgin, Virgo, Isis, Ashe to Isis, is there. And the virgin is the purified aspect of self. It's the aspect that's hidden, but right in front of your face. There's a Zapian energy, which I'll talk to what Zapian is, because I created it, but now I've created something in the AI realm that's gonna blow minds. I'm talking technology that's never been here before, and I'm gonna get it together and I'm gonna present it. And when I present it, I'll give location, because I'll probably be doing shows again, because I used to do psychic readings, right? And I'm gonna start doing that again. I did them online as well too. Dr. Root Herbal Remedies is the site, and if you go there, you'll see me. I have a hat on, and it's it's like a dark background with water. You know what I'm saying? Go figure, with water. And so you go to that page, Dr. Root Herbal Remedies, and you'll see what I got. Right now, the store's on vacation because I'm going through a transitionary phase. I'm doing something different right now. And right now, I want to take a log and like snapshot this moment, because this moment is important. This was the moment I decided to come out to the world and say, I'm ready to do my job. I'm ready to stand on my 2 feet. I'm ready to be the God, or the source of God that I came here to be. I'm ready. I came here to do my job, and that's it. I'm going to do it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No compromising. No offering up anything. No selling out anything. No. It's all about me doing what I came here to do, and I know I'm ready. So, respect to those who support me now and in the future. And, I'm going to do my best to present truth and honor. Make sure that, whatever I bring in here is true and right and correct. and right information. And for me personally, I will not be getting into politics. I don't do politics. I don't do debates, arguments. I don't do back and forths. I don't do he said, she said. That's not me. So, I just move beyond that because I'm not dealing with that's humanity. I'm beyond humanity. I said that earlier, right? So I do study the old texts in the old ways, like Gnosticism. Um, the Gnostic Bible is really good. Was it dark psychology, dark NLP, all that. Mythologies. I've written my own mythology, and the technology is based off of that. Wait till I present it. Oh, man, it's when I drop it, it's gonna be great. And like I said, thank you to the individuals who support me now, because I'm looking for some people to work with, and the stuff that I got, you're gonna see if I find you to be somebody who I can really really rock out with, and you're honest, you're true, you're sincere, you got integrity, you're authentic. Don't worry, I got you. You got me, I got you, and you won't have to worry about nothing. Just as a partner, an affiliate, because the way I'm hooking it up. You know what I'm saying? And so that's something I'm putting on myself as a positive thing, to say that I'm only bringing the best of the best as far as my products and services and what I'm offering services for, right? It's dealing with AI. So the business is called SIG Technologies. That's Cyber Genius Technologies. And I'm going to give a full definition of what that is. But Cyber Genius Technologies, when you see it, you know it's me. SIG, CYG, capital letters, right? Right, by me, right? So when you see that image, when you see, the name, anything SIG, that's me. That's me. And so, I want to say thanks. But Virgo, the Virgin, purification. So a lot of cleansing probably will happen up soon. Cleansing, fasting as usual, because you're changing, you're getting ready for fall season. So you got to shed that extra weight. So a lot of people may be at beaches now because it's still at the end of summer, preparing for fall. So they'll be at the beaches trying to get their exercise in, get that last bit of sun. They're going to the gym, staying a little bit later because they want the last bit of sun. And that's how you do it. You get that last bit of vitamin C, right? Because you're going to need it in the fall, right? And it's not a bad thing. It's just that you're preparing. Right? You're preparing. Summer isn't over yet, though. Being in the moment, but also being aware of the past, present, and future at the same time. I'm showing you how to do it, if you can hear and if you can see it. Right? Don't worry about the future. The future hasn't gotten here. The future will be Virgo. Right now, you're working with Leo. You just got out of Cancer. Cancer is an emotional energy. You're dealing with deep emotions, deep-seated emotions. You're dealing with mama. You're dealing with your mother. You're dealing with how she treated you. You're dealing with, should you go to counseling? You're dealing with, hey, do I have the right people to talk to right now? Because I'm stressed the F out and I don't want to make the same mistake I did in the past. I know who you are. I've been there. But this is why this is a safe channel. This is a safe place. Yeah. I'm up here 58 minutes just talking. If you're still here, that means it's something that I bring that you're going to take part of. Yeah, and I'm okay with sharing it with individuals that are true and right? So Virgo is the honesty. I'm being honest because the Virgo energy is flowing through me. I'm channeling the energy. So respect. Anyways, Ursa Major. So that's the energy within Leo that makes you feel like you're at home. Like, when a Leo, shout out to my Leo people, man. You guys are awesome. The Larians, you know what I'm saying? The Segment, Shashet, Bass, that's that. I love them. All, my queens, all of them, right? But you know how when the Leo, they get to a space, first of all, they take up all the space. Right? They'll sit on the couch and they'll open their legs as a male and they'll take up all the space. That's that Leo energy, bro. Respect. And then the females, they'll be the main individual in the room talking, and everybody will look at that attention because that's her energy. She's a star and she knows it. And that's what Isis is. That's what Virgo's coming with. That same type of, not diva, but that same type of sovereignty. That same type of, that's the queen. That's the empress. She's standing up. She's, you know what I'm saying, the white statue, the porcelain statue, the black porcelain statue as well too, the white and the black. But you see the white porcelain statue, right? And you see the goddess pointing up at the stars, and she has a crown of stars. That's Isis, man. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Ashita Isis. And that's that Virgo. It's refreshing. It's rejuvenating. It's repairing. Even just hearing these words is activating the DNA in you. What's activating that's being healed? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? But you'll be able to hear it in Virgo. Whatever you're supposed to hear. See whatever you're supposed to see. Smell it. Taste it. Feel it. You're going to do it. You're going to experience it. And be happy. Be at ease with it. Because that means you made the cut. Because now you're going through it. But you made the cut. How do you know? But you have to see. Thing is, I know I made the cut. Did you make the cut? Right? You know by how you feel. You know how by your heart, what your heart represents and emanates. That's truth. That's how you know you made the cut. Not because I tell you to. Not because I told you said you have. Or not because I'm telling you to do it. Not because I'm telling you, yeah, you definitely. I don't know. Everybody's different. I can't say what I say resonates with everybody. Right? But Leo is that energy of confidence of, like I said, that high, that big, orgasmic, it's ascension energy. It makes you feel good. That's the Virgo. Like if you watch Brother Rich, that type of energy. Shout out to Brother Rich, you know what I'm saying, and his family. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, brother. You've helped out a lot in my life, so thank you. But you see how Brother Rich is with his energy? That's Virgo for sure. Watch it. Like, listen to Brother Rich. Just regardless if you like his content or not, just listen to the brother. Everything I'm saying with the hydrated, the creator energy, you'll be able to see that emanates from him. But he's a master of it. So you may not be able to see it. It may be there in front of your face, but that's not why you should be listening to it, because you should be listening to what the message is. You see what I'm saying? That's how Virgo works in truth and honesty, right? What message am I telling you right now that you never heard before? What are you seeing right now that you never seen before? And what's your judgments about it? Right? So Ursa Major is the big bear. This is still dealing with that Leo energy. Leo took up a lot of time because Leo likes energy. He likes attention. This is the ego. This is me. I'm doing this. This is my ego, my spirit, my mind, my soul, my light. It is me. It is I. I am that I am. So I did this for me. Talking over an hour and 2 minutes, introducing myself to whoever I'm introducing myself to. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the show. Oh, I have some fun over here. This is a channel where you're going to come and you're going to get a taste of real life, but at the same time, you're going to get a taste of work and results. You're going to see what I'm really dealing with, and if it resonates with you because of what I present and how I present it is what's speaking to that light in you, because I'm speaking to light. I'm only working with the gods, baby. That I'm working with the gods. The goddesses, I'm working with divine beings, but I'm really working with the highest of the high, which is basically that which cannot be named, smelt, taste, touch, or felt. That which is, just is. Right? And there's individuals out here, they call that the 1% of conscious people that understand that. Anyway, so Ursa Major makes you feel like you're at home. That's when, you get it in yourself where you feel relaxed. You feel like Big Daddy Smooth. Big Daddy Smooth. You know what I'm saying? You're chilling like Big Daddy Smooth. You know what I'm saying? That's that Leo energy. Where you just that's the energy that represents healing. That's what's being carried over into the Virgo energies. So now, all this talk about Virgo, that was Leo. Right? So Virgo, it's about what I logged, right? It's the 9th month, but the 6th gateway. The 9th month, but the 6th gateway. What does that mean? That means the cusp. That means at the end. That means transition. That means movement. That means being in the center. The 69, which also is Cancer or Pisces, which is also representing the masculine and feminine energies coming together as one. The Vesica Pisces, The Taiji or Taijian represents that energy, being in the center point while everything else is moving around you. Whether it looks negative or bad, whether it looks like it's the tower moment and stuff is falling away, or whether it's like waters or seas around you, right? So Virgo is the ninth month, but the sixth gateway. So just going there, fifth, sixth. So you're going to be dealing with the third eye. You're going to be dealing with sight and vision, right? Virgos are very insightful, right? The sixth gateway, right? Because you got the 12 houses. Virgo's the sixth house, right? The sixth house is here. So you're going to be prophetic in your words, in your dreams. Words are going to be coming out your mouth. The golden age is going to be spoken into existence for however long it needs to be spoken into. Because naturally people want to be in the golden age. They want a piece of the gold. They're making it happen. And hey, I'm a part of that too. Why not? Let's get some gold. Let's get it. And there's enough out here and resources for everybody. Let's get it. So you're dealing with the sixth. What are you seeing? What are you dreaming about? What's being revealed? What's being manifested? What do you mean? Is it in alignment with what you want? Are you synchronized? Are you aligned with that vision? If not, how do you get back on track? What do you need to do? Do you need to do something physically, mentally, spiritually, energetically, magically? What do you need to do? That's going to help you. Deal with the sixth gateway, right? While you're in the ninth month. The ninth month represents the end. Ashe the King Simon. The end. But also the new beginnings. But it's not the end of something that's in like doom and gloom. It's the end because it's the shedding. You're starting to release because you're getting ready to go into fall. Things are going to start falling off. The shedding starts early. Trees are going to start turning colors very soon. Right? This is when you move ahead. This is giving the crone her honors first before you get there. While you're still playing that role of the mother. Virgo's the mother. So you got to make sure that you are tip top. Your foundation is good. Your surrounding is as clean as possible, spiritually as well. Clean yourself spiritually, man. Don't be dirty spiritually. That's just a suggestion. I mean, you do what you want, but I would suggest don't be dirty spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Clean yourself, right? It's only a suggestion. And be prepared to go to the 10th, the 1, right? So, you're working yourself up. So with the whole, because I'm seeing if this download is really ready to be given. Okay. So after the 9, because you have your on so far, which is at the top of the 7, top of the crown, right? Because you have in the clip off, and in the Kabbalah, you have Dumalael, which is the clip off. That's the dual god. You have Satan and Moloch. Now, what would Satan and Moloch be doing in the same sphere? Aren't they the same entity? No. Moloch is the owl. That's Lilith. That's the owl, the wise one. And the reason why Moloch or Baal likes fire is because it's a fire deity. Simple as that. You feed it fire, but if you work with it in a certain condition, it can work out for you. Right? I don't give out knowledge like that here publicly. It has to be on a private level. And what I teach you is not to be misused or abused. Right? And that's just how it is. So, Moloch is a sign of wisdom. Fiery wisdom. The third eye being illuminated. But owls are all watchful. What are you seeing? What are you hearing, especially at night when you're illuminated? And are you considering that to be real or not? Question your reality, because that helps you shift it. Become Alice in Wonderland. Nothing's real, but everything is permitted, right? So you got Moloch and you have Satan. Well, isn't Satan the devil? No, Satan is a polarity. So the tree of death or the clip-off deals with the negative polarity. That's what was really there or what's really there. So you're dealing with duality. Is what that sign that's saying beyond the names of Moloch. Yes, they were chosen for a reason to be in that sphere, but you're dealing with duality, and duality being sharing the same space. Horus and Set, both together. You deal with masculine and feminine, the 6 and the 9. That's in Virgo. So what do you stand within yourself? It's not about nobody externally. What do you like? It's time to really. What can I say? Because I'm not here for doom and gloom. I'm not here for negative and fear mongering. I just basically like to express how it's good to be ahead. It's awesome. And when you stimulate yourself, because I'm passionate about this, right? When you stimulate yourself to a certain point, you start expanding your consciousness on deeper levels, right? So you dealing with duality in your humanity. How have you treated yourself on either polarity to find your middle point? When your shadow stuff shows up, how do you treat yourself? Do you talk bad about yourself? Man, why am I talking like this? Why am I doing better? Why are you speaking negative? So therefore you're downing yourself. Stop that if you want to heal. That's the dark side. That's the shadow when it shows up. You're dealing with it the best way. You're afraid of it. So you shouting out at it. No, my shadow, when it shows up, I love it. Come on over here. Come over to the winning side. You know what happens at the winning side? Integration. I become the shadow. I eat off of it. It feeds me light. The shadow is light. So there is no annihilation because the particles can annihilate when you get it to duality. If you you don't go towards your shadow, you're walking with your shadow, right? There's nothing to do with going towards the light or going towards the dark when you transition. You go towards the darkness. You don't go towards the light. That's my suggestion. Anyways, you're dealing with duality. So you're dealing with the shadow. When the shadow shows up, how are you interacting with it? And then when you're super nice, when you're giving people extra food, or when you opening up the doors, or when you're giving the extra dollar to that kid, how do you feel? How do you speak to yourself then? Right? Are you attached to those feelings? Are you saying, yeah, that's how I feel? That's who I am? Because if you're attaching yourself to things that can define and crystallize as who you think you are, but it's not who you are. So that's the ego speaking out, saying, yeah, I am. Are you? How can you define yourself when you are undefinable? You're putting a label on it. That's not going to be conducive to you actually walking the middle path. It's going to actually work in the opposite direction. But then again, you can take that opposite energy and turn it into a very positive situation. That's where the yin and yang, you have the light and the dark within the light. You have to work that center point. Find the equilibrium. Neutralize your pendulum swing. Study, the Thoth and Tahuti and all them. Learn how to deal with polarity, especially now going forward into 2026. Polarity is going to be important. It's going to be big. You got to know how to deal with your negative and your your negative and your positive side at the same time. Your mother and your father. You're dealing with the Kundalini as it's illuminated. The one is the An. So we're dealing with An Sof. That was the middle point. That's where you're feeling like you're between two spaces, 2 points. You're dealing with duality, right? So when you're dealing with the An Sof, you're dealing with duality. And when you're dealing with duality, you have to come to a decision in order to make sure that you make a movement, because you can't stay stuck, or you can't stay in that mindset for too long, or you'll atrophy. So even though you're dealing with duality, you still got to move. That's nature. The pendulum cannot stop moving. You can slow it down. That's why it will stay in a place longer. That's why you'll think and you'll feel good longer. When you say something, you hold on to the thought. That's why the great teachers tell you, think a thought and hold on to it for as long as you can. That's you keeping your pendulum in a specific spot for however long, as long as you can. And then when it starts to move, you can gradually transition to the next degree. This is all about degrees. All of it. You want to go to school and get a degree. Why not? Why not? So with Virgo, you're at a middle point. You're at a point to what might happen, could happen, and what is happening. And what will happen. You're deciding, where do you want to take your path? Which way do you want to go? And that outcome, action, reaction, will manifest from that. What is the outcome that you have planned for that? Do you plan on becoming greater in wealth? Do you plan on becoming healthier? How far out are you planning this? Are you planning it 6 months, 9 months, 12 months? Are you just saying, oh, it just is as it is? Are you stepping outside of time? Because when you say, oh, it is what it is, you're not dealing with time. But people that say, oh, I'm working this 3 weeks, they're working within time, which means that's a different energy. That's the Chronos energy. That's going to make sure that they are disciplined and regimented to keep to that. Yeah, time is very powerful and potent if you know how to utilize it, right? Work with Chronos. You know what I'm saying? If you really got stuff that you really got to get done, work with the energy. The energy will be around the house and you'll be so motivated. I'll let you figure it out. But, work with Chronos. Anyways, Como Bernice's hair. Now, when I'm presenting these constellations, I don't have all the facts with me. I don't have the degrees and how many stars, how many bear stars, what their angle of ascension is, how many parsecs and all that. I don't have all that. Not before me. I would need that because that's a lot of information. Degrees and angles, longitude, latitude, and all of those things. You know what I'm saying? How many brown doors, white doors, or quasars, or quarks, or what? I don't have it before me. When I get the information all together, then I'll present that information. But for right now, I'm going off of what I have just written down, which are just the names and what they symbolize and what I've dealt with through the symbol. Okay? So Como Bernice's hair. I think she was an Egyptian queen or something like that. She, actually, as a matter of fact, let me not guess. I got the computer right here. Right here. Here we go. Ooh. How much of this is it? Oh, that's not much. Okay. The constellation Como Berenices, also known as Bernice's hair, is a medium-sized constellation in the north sky, occupying 386 degrees. Now mind you, there's only 360 degrees in a circle, right? This is 386 square degrees, a square, but you're measuring the radius around that square, right? And ranking 42nd in size among the 88 modern constellations. So it's the 42nd one, right? The number 42. It is visible in the northern hemisphere during spring and summer. So right now you'll be able to see it. Best seen at 9 p.m. in May and can be observed at latitudes between 90 degrees, plus 90 degrees, and minus 70. The constellation is named after Queen Bernice, the second of Egypt. So yes, she was a queen, who according to legend sacrificed her long hair as a votive offering to the goddess Aphrodite. So you got Isis, you got the star, you got Aphrodite. She's coming up. Bernice's hair, right? For her husband Ptolemy. Ptolemy III's safe return from war. Aphrodite then placed the hair in the sky as a constellation. It was originally considered part of the constellation Leo, so it was first a part of Leo. So it's going to have that strong effect. But listen to what I'm saying. This is how you'll see the effects that it will have in your life, is what I'm saying. So listening to what I'm saying, right? And then it'll click. Representing the tuft at the end of the lion's tail. The end of the lion's tail. So therefore, this is the end. We're going into Virgo. Como Berenices is a part of Virgo. This is the end. The 9 energy. So Como Berenices is going to work out in a very powerful way. Right? What I experienced when I went through that realm, it was dark. It was like, you've seen the movie Grudge. You know the movie Grudge? Hold on, if you ever seen the movie Grudge, you remember that chick that had the dark hair? That's like in most Japanese creepy movies, whatever. They have the hair where it was just like that. And I was just moving through this darkness where it's like you can see the light, but it's like streaks of light. And I'm like, what is this? And it was literally like a vision I was having that was real. I'm like, whoa. But I was like, you know what? Let me calm down and see what was going on. Let's see what's popping, because I'm here. I know I'm going to make it through. So I walked and I walked and I walked. I went through the hair, right? This is like the veil of Isis, right? The veil of Isis, walking through the hair, or symbolizes walking through the veil, walking to the other side, coming out. Represents sex, obviously, but the vagina. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, walking through Bernice's hair. So I walked through the hair, and it was like a curtain. You know, like they have curtains at shows where they lift the curtains. It was just like that. And what I saw was amazing. I saw four goddesses. I didn't really get. I can kind of glance. It was like Isis. It was like Serket. It was like a Sekhmet type energy and like a Bastet. But they were like, one was like stone, one was a golden black, one was multicolored, and the other one was like a tall white. And they were giants, like sitting there. They were giant. And what I saw before me was stars, endless amounts of stars. And what I did was I just jumped, and I moved through that space. So I became the space between spaces. I became this empty space. I became this empty space. So this empty space here is what I became, right? And when I became that, I understood to let it all go in order to fly. So I started flying through electromagnetism. You get what I'm saying? Follow me here. And I was able to guide myself back to my body in a way to where I was able to remember, because my DNA was activated at that point in time through electrokinesis or electromagnetism, whatever you want to consider it to be, through the body, through the bladder channel, because on the back, in traditional Chinese medicine, you have two paths. Here, when you have those two paths, that's the bladder channel. It's like 64 something points. 64 something points. I studied acupuncture for a while, you have 64 points or so. It may be more than that, But anyway, the bladder channel, that energy, is what you need to magnetize yourself, to fly from point A to point B. So I was flying through space and electrically charged, and I'm moving, not pushing, but I'm being moved. It's like I'm being magnetized, so I don't have to put no weight or no pressure into putting any effort into moving forward. No, it's like, if you ever watch Superman and you see how he flies naturally, he's riding that way. He became that current, and it feels like your body just links up like iron, like the iron ropes, the iron cords, like you're being moored in. You know what I'm saying? Like you're being moored in from like especially in Virgo. You know what I'm saying? You're being moored in Virgo. And so it's like you're riding this iron railway that's invisible, but it's air, and the air feels like pressurized. And when it feels pressurized, you can just land on it like a cloud. And the weight of the air itself, the density of the air, because you can feel it, it has density. If you can feel it, it has density. So the density of the air, I was able to ride upon it, and just like this, it's like resting. It's like you're laying on a bed, but that bed is the airways, air currents itself. And you're able to move because now all your channels, your meridians are stretched out, and there's nothing but energy flowing in. So you got a channel of air that's just clean through. And you are part of that channel. And then you move. And then you need to stop, and then you can stop. Usually they'll have you to stop at a more of a, I guess, that type of shape instead of just going. I mean, you can go up, but that's kind of abrupt. That's an angle, right? And angles are important, but in certain cases, you got to make sure how to smooth out the angle. So the travel should be there, right? Remember, west to east, and then east back to west. And then, you got to travel up, right? Through consciousness, right? When you get there, right? You'll know how to do it. Anyways, I went off on a tangent. Coma Bernices is revealing that which is hidden in Virgo. Crater, the Craterians, they're coming through. I'm telling you, they're here. You'll meet them. They'll be walking around. They do their thing, bro. And I'm not talking about some aliens, bro. Because some people probably like, oh, he's talking alien talk. Nigga, if it's natural of this place, of this plane that I'm on, it's not alien to me. The Craterians aren't alien to me. They're not aliens. That's a title. They go beyond that, bro. So no, I get it. Yeah, I'm the alien. I am the alien. We're all aliens. If you have light and you're melanated and conscious, you're an alien because you're not of this plane, right? But the Craterians are being more light with the energy here, because light is what's needed at this point in time, at the tail end of the lion going through Bernice's hair first. Because remember, they said that the tail end of the lion, which is Leo, the first constellation you get into, really to get to Virgo, is come on Bernice's. Come on now. This means you're gonna have to face that darkness. That means you're stepping into a different realm on the other side. What are you seeing? That's what you have to think about. Crater is the clearing away so you can be able to have clear eyes, washing away the darkness, the soot, the sediment. You can feel compassion for yourself. Clear it away. Say, I forgive myself. I didn't know. I couldn't see. I couldn't hear. I couldn't smell. I couldn't taste. I couldn't feel. But now I do. I just didn't know. You're letting it go. You're shedding it. And crater is that cup of water that just pours over the head and it trickles down. As the constellational energy, not the species that you would see. The energy is refreshing. Corvus, the crows, they're here. So it's their season. Go talk to them. See what they got to say. Because they've been up in the skies more than I have. So they'll be able to tell you. Listen to their calls. Listen to how they sound. They're communicating with you. What are they telling you? What are they telling you about what's coming up? What are they telling you about what's going on right now? What are they telling you about the past? Have you watched them interact? Maybe you need to take some lessons. Libra, the scales. So now in Virgo, we're scaling. We're creating balance. So you're staying light with the help of the crow. You're going through darkness as the virgin to become purified with Como Bernices. Crater, you're becoming the virgin. You're cleansing. You're purifying yourself. Libra, you're balancing. This is after you've done all the work. You've managed to manifest gold. You got it now. Now you got to polish it and temper it. You got to polish it and temper it. And then it becomes something. What does it become? Libra is the balancing of the scale. So you're putting the weight on the scale. Is that the right weight? Truth, justice, right? Judgment. People that believe in karma is action reaction. I don't believe in karma. That's just my thing. That's just me, right? But for all intents and purposes, karma will be served, or it has been served, or it's going to be served within Libra. So it might be a lot of electricity talk, a lot of storms and things of that nature. It's natural. Talk to Oya. She got you. Or St. Helen. She got you. Yeah, it's going to be a clearing month. All the old baggage is clearing out while the new things that are meant to be here is manifesting. So that's good. Boots. That's one of my favorite energies, bro. Boots, my nigga. Boots in the constellational system. I'm gonna let you research it, but I'm gonna tell you, Boots, you'll get some work done. Because Boots moves stuff out the way. Boots is the one who carries the weight. So you get to let the weight go. You get to let the nigga, you're not carrying no more. This is Virgo. You letting the weight go. Boots is a herdsman. He's a plowsman. He plows the field. He's working. Virgo is about rest. So you get to rest. You put your work in, nigga. So if you put your work in and you did exactly what you were supposed to do and you timed it just right, just like you said you were, you stuck to what you were saying and you achieved that goal. Now it's time to rest and vacation. It's time to rest and be on vacation. But if you know that you didn't and you know you got more work to do, work with Boots. It'll lighten your load. It's the opposite of Hercules. That's different. That's a different constellational Kumu. I'll talk about that later. It's a different constellational harmonizing. Right? The energy between Hercules and Boots is one and the same. Right? But you have to look into the manifestation of the energy. So with Boots, it's more job opportunities. It's more you're working harder. You're staying later at night because it's also Leo. You're putting in the extra 15, 20 minutes, man. You're not going, even if like, you know what, it's the end of my shift, I'm going to put in another 5, 10, 15 minutes. Just naturally. Because somebody offered you the money. That's Boots. My nigga, you got to get an shade to it. Get you a brown or a black candle. put you a couple of or oxen action figures or toys in front of that candle, and just leave it to burn. Talk to Boots. Talk to Boots through the candle. Say this is Boots, and then see what you bring into your house. Because don't just take my word for it. Do your research. Even if you're looking at Wikipedia just to get the information. Know that that's what you're dealing with. All the star sets, all the what is it? The brightest level. So the magnetism, magnetism. It starts with MAG. It's like magnifying, right? The light of it, the amount of light that stars have. Basically, some stars are much lighter. Like most of their stars are much lighter in certain constellations than other. Boots is a little bit darker because all the stars that's in Boots is at a different temperature. They may not all be at the same temperature or rate of vibration. You see what I'm saying? So it may appear a little bit dark. So you may pull in a certain type of energy, and that's a consciousness. That intelligence is Boots. That's why I say talk to it, because it's a consciousness. You're calling forth your own consciousness. There's nothing to be afraid of. Boots is a herdsman. Think about it. What does that mean? That means you're herding. That means work. Right? Work. If you want your workload and your bounty to be a little bit easier, especially for the next 90 days, work with Boots. I'm telling you, do it now. Do it now. If you don't got a black candle, order one. Wait till he gets there to do the ritual. That's Boots. That's waiting. Right? Patience. So patience will be learned. Right? And for some people, it's not going to, like, Virgo's going to be so easy. It's going to be so light because you're letting your weight off. And you're working with that Boots energy naturally without even realizing it. Right? And so that's Boots. Leo Major, the last bit of that Lion's Gate and that lion energy is here. At least for the first quarter, the first 4 weeks of transition to to the beginning of fall. So this is going to be a transition. It's going to be a transition from Saint Michael to Saint Gabriel. They're going to be changing guard. So you got fire, you got water, that's steam. So take that how you want. You know what I'm saying? That changing of the guard naturally brings about natural events. That just naturally happens, right? But if you find angels to be worthy to be worked with right now, I suggest it. If that's what you feel comfortable with, work with whatever works for you, right? I'm just giving you my experience. But as far as the work thing, just wait. If you don't have a brown or black candle, wait. Then when you get 2 oxen action figures, put them in front of it, and then see what other entities magnetize or manifest from that can bring you money, wealth. What totems, what animals will come and want to sit on your altar because you're feeding a certain type of energy. Let them sit there, because that's a part of it. Then make sure you logging everything and upload it into some type of record. Right? I would say even get it like monetized. You know what I'm saying? Get it notarized. Get it witnessed. Put it into public record. That's your dream. That's a part of you. That's a part of your DNA down here. Right? So we got Leo Major, the completion of whatever that energy is. With Leo, the big lion, the brave, the courage energy. That energy is completing. So that's why I said the big lion is going to go to rest soon. He's going to sleep because he's got to get one last hoorah that I'm Leo. And he's already done it. Now, for me, I already see the lion laying down. And that's not a bad thing. No, it's beyond that whole lion land with sheep, lion land with wolf thing. No. And I got respect for the Bible. I shade to the Bible, right? Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Or what is it? The Biblios, the holy fire, the holy word, you know? But the lion is laying down because it's time for the lion to rest. It's a different season. Virgo's not a lion. Virgo has Leo in it as a support, but it's not a lion. So the lion will go to rest that last day, which is the 22nd to the 23rd. That's that transitionary point, right? When things are just going to maybe speed up for some people, maybe slow down. This is where you're dealing with that, like I said, that middle point. You're dealing with time. That's why I said chronos. Now people will start understanding, like, oh shit, okay, it does make sense. Yeah. Anyways, Leo's going to be helping with the last push. So you know how like a mother gives birth and she got that last push before the baby comes. The baby's already out, but she just got to just She gotta flex those muscles. She has to have a good spleen in order for her to have a healthy baby too. Spleen controls the muscles. So, that last push, that's what's happening. Because ninth is the birth month. What have you birthed forth? What are you birthing forth? What does your child look like? Right? What are you birthing forth? Metaphysically, physically, spiritually, energetically, magically. Do you need to clean up your life? Do you need to invite more things in and take more things out? Do you need to get rid of more? And that will leave you with just enough? Evaluate, right? Leo is having the courage to sit down now because it's still summer, so you still want to be active. Sometimes Leo will sit you down to where you have no choice but to rest. You'll have no choice but to rest. That's when the sun is getting ready to fall over the peak, fall over the horizon, close to it, close to it, close to it. When it reaches that horizon point, different realm. I love that realm. That's the twilight realm. Love it. Hydra, the water snake. So now things will become clear because now you have the perfect eyesight. You can see, smell, hear, taste, feel, and touch. Because the Hydra's energy represents opening of passageways, psychically and non-psychically, astrally and non-astrally. And when you're opening up those passageways and the water's flowing, Kundalini, life force, chi, gene, energy, essence, and you have a revelation, realization, illumination, enlightenment, inspiration, and you're at that point to where the world is yours. You're sitting on top of the world, and you're like, okay, I'm here. I made it. It's the golden age. It's whatever you wanted it to be. What are you gonna do? The lion has achieved its goal. It's eaten. It's comfortable. It's good. It can rest now. It's the 9 of Cups. But for you to get to that 10, what do you got to do? That's the guarantee. You will get to the 10, but you got to get to the 9. You got the 9. So the 9, let's just take this for example. The 9 of Cups. I just brought that example up. Virgo is the 9th month. So you got some 9-9 energy there. 999. Okay, what is 999? 999 is 18. 81 is 9. So 4 9s. So you got 4, and 9. You have stability. You have the ending of something in your foundation, but something new, greater, and better is coming up in the foundation. So, okay, you have that energy. You have the ability to relax because Leo's leaving. The gate is closed. Lion's gate's closed, and now you're going into Virgo. You're able to relax, chill, heal, rejuvenate, recuperate. You're able to store a little bit of money away. You're able to spend more time with your family. You're able to come to sigtech.io. That's sigtech.io. And you're able to really get back to what you wanted to do just a little bit because you have a little bit more time on your hands now, right? The Virgo has allowed you to rest, relax, and chill. What memories are you having? Are you having pleasant memories? Where's your mind when you're at rest? Are you drinking tea? So I'm stimulating a certain portion of your psyche and consciousness so you can start zoning out because this is what's going to bring forth a different imagination, one that's been hidden and locked down since you were a child. Talk to yourself. Speak. Just speak. Look in the mirror. Go into a zone. Speak to yourself in the mirror and see what comes up. And if it's negative, just keep speaking and just have the intention of being positive and let those words flow. You're clearing out. It's like you're defecating at the mouth, really. And I don't mean to be nasty, but for real, you're releasing all of that stuck emotion, all that anger. So as you speak, the lungs is getting exercised. The liver is being released of all of its toxin and all of that is getting a rest because you're able to speak your emotions out. And so that air that has your liver depressed, that depressed feeling, that air, that heavy feeling is gases. So you're able to release that gas. And you release it through whatever orifice that needs to come out. You belch if you're burping, right? That gas will rotate around your body. It creates a nebula. You're becoming a star. When you're ready to emanate or shine bright for the first time, the clouds condense. They go out and they condense. They magnetize themselves as particles around your auric field. That creates your torus field. which then you draw in at two but the same angles, and they'll go like this. That's the Vesica Pisces. So now within that bubble that looks like this, if you had the Vesica Pisces, that center point is all 7 chakras. You've mastered them now because you're not in the 7. You're not in July. You're not in August. Well, you're not in August, but you're in September now. So you're dealing with the 9. So you should be above this mentally. You should be above the circle. And what's above the circle? Being in the center. Because you're neither in nor out. You're at your middle point, but you're working to find your way. How can I say this? You're working to find your way to move. You're working to find movement, which prevents you from getting stuck, and it gets you out of that stuckness. So the liver has had its time to heal because Leo was stimulating it with anger, with frustration, with fury, with aggression, with masculinity, or being over masculinated, or not being masculine enough as a water energy. You know what I'm saying? Or a what can I say? Water energy, or even just a person or being. Go beyond the energies that had low self-esteem, because Leo was the fire, so overactive. You know what I'm saying? Food and all that took place as well too, but this gave you a time to really heal and to release it and to let it go. So where am I at here? Crater, you got Corvus, Libra, Boots, Leo, Hydras, like I was saying, clearing, and Serpens Kaput. Serpens Kaput is the head of the snake. Come on now, how much more clear can it be that this is the end? It's the end. Serpens Kaput. SERPENSCAPUT. Serpens Kaput. That's what they say, kaput. He's kaput, yo. That means the end. Right? Head of the serpent, head of the snake. That's the Kundalini. You're enlightened now. You're illuminated. The serpents have done their little spiral, their little dance. Your DNA has spun. But now you're at a point to where they're meeting face to face. The truth is coming out. Oh, the truth is here. Revelation, realization, illumination. The pineal gland is active. You're seeing things that you need to be seeing. It's right here in front of your face. Now is that time to do it and do it right. This is what matters. This moment. The past don't matter anymore. Let it go. I'm telling you, this is how you get through, and you start your own path. Do it your way. You free yourself. But face your truth. Face your demons. Face your darkness. What are you afraid of? What is your shadow telling you? How do you feel when your shadow is provoked? Let it go. You're not going to need it going forward. Trust. You're not going to need it. You're going to need a different mindset. Right? Serpens Kaput is facing that, though. Facing the fact that you're illuminated. If you're illuminated, right? You have light. You're allowing that light to shine. And you're allowing yourself to brighten your path, regardless of how dark it may appear to be. Because wherever you go, light will always be. Truth. Right? Speak your truth. So that's the Virgo energy, and that's what I'm going to be offering as a service and as a product, but also as instruction like this here, or just talking, right? Conversating, and I'll be doing lives and stuff. So if you're interested, this is more what you got a preview of what roundabout what I'm going to be dealing with and how I'm dealing with it, right? And like I said, I appreciate y'all, and see you guys later. Take care. Peace.